Can you start us off with your thoughts on the team this week and this weekend's match?
Right, so we're obviously looking forward to the game on Saturday, early in the season. Obviously, the first game didn't go the way that we wanted it to do. But football gives you a great opportunity to get back out there and to put things right in front of our own supporters. We're still carrying a few injuries, which are obviously going to handicap us a little bit, but that's not an excuse. We're fully confident and we trust the players that we're going to play on Saturday. We're looking forward to playing against a good team with a new manager, with new players. They've invested in some players in the forward end of the pitch that makes them very dangerous. And we can't wait for the game on Saturday, because I think what we've worked on this week is a couple of things. When you've got a nucleus of a new team with young players, these players need trust and belief in the confidence of the coach, and they've, without a shadow of a doubt, got that.
Okay, questions?
You've spoken a lot on the injury front, but on Miguel, obviously it was a green card visa issue that happened a little bit before the game.
Yeah.
When did that come on your radar, and will he be available this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we're not really in control of when these appointments are given. So he had to fly back to Peru during the pre-season to get, there's a process of medicals, etc., for the whole family, and then his appointment was sent to us, and unfortunately it was the day after the first game of the season, and then you're in the hands of the authorities of that country, and I'd say with David da Costa we got really lucky, and with other situations, we've been through this before with other players where it's been 4, 5, 6, sometimes 8 to 10 days, and you look at the weekends does obviously not count as a day. So we're just day to day waiting for news to get Miguel back. Was there another question? That was it, yeah.
I got a two-parter related to Jonathan Rodriguez. So roster profiles were released today. He's on the injured list, so he's going to miss 6 games. Yeah. Is that the maximum time that you guys expect him to miss, or could he be out for longer? And then also, is there a possibility of bringing in another player on loan potentially for the short term to help supplement his absence a little bit?
Yeah, I mean that's something that we've been going through, because I think at this moment in time the 6 games helps us on our roster in terms of the roster compliance. He obviously wouldn't be back before those 6 games, and then after that I'd say it was a little bit of the unknown really in terms of how he's going to respond to the treatment and the work that we're trying to do with him. So there is no mechanism to bring somebody in loan just for that short period of time. But what I would say is that we're working really hard to strengthen the group again. We're nowhere near finished in terms of the roster that we want to build, and we're saying that there's a good chance that we're going to be bringing in another 1 or 2 players that we need to make us really competitive. And that's, we had a good off-season, but there's still work to be done. And I think that's important over the next 3 to 4 weeks that we accomplish those goals.
You want to go for it?
Just kind of on that note, in this kind of first month here, how challenging is it for you and your staff just to know what you guys have? I mean, there was so much transactions that happened in the off season, and then the injury front here, it kind of feels like you almost have to Tetris it together until you're able to get your full team on the pitch.
Yeah, I feel I think the first thing is that we're not making any excuses, but we have a plan. We had a plan. At this moment in time, we're not probably able to execute the plan that we want in terms of the system and the way that we want to play. But as a head coach, I always think you've just got to find a way of winning. You've got to find a way of gelling a team. You've got to find a way of getting that cohesion. And I think this week we've gone really, really hard. I've gone really hard on particularly my staff, and we have a lot of staff in terms of. There was probably 1,000 excuses coming out of that game on Sunday. And there was probably 1,000 excuses before the game, and they're all valuable. They're all valuable. But for me, the team that we put out on the field is good enough to win MLS game. I trust the players we've got. I trust the recruitment we've got. I trust that the work that we're doing is going to be really, really, really good in terms of where we want to take this team. And every single day we've got to keep believing in that. And like I say, I have always worked in a no excuse policy. because I think once you start using excuses, you start manifesting negative thoughts, negative actions, and that's anything but what I want. There's a positive feel around the building. You saw in the training this morning, there is a lot of energy on that field. You know, normally a Thursday day is a day where we just come off the players a little bit, but we've got young kids out there. We've got kids that want to learn, and we've got to teach them and learn them, and make sure that we give them the best information, platform to perform. And these kids are going big places, and I'm really excited about it. Now, in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, is it going to be perfect? No. We've got to accept that. We've got to accept that the identity of this team in the first few weeks of the season is not ideally what we want, but it will get there.
How's David DaCosta been in training this week? And can you kind of speak on his match fitness? Obviously, he came from France, who were in the middle of their league, but he wasn't playing much. Is he eligible to go 90?
Yeah, he's eligible to go 90. He's looked great. He's integrated really well. From the first time I spoke to him, probably 2-3 months ago, you know, thinking he was a shy boy. He is probably shy, but he's got this glint in his eyes and this smile that makes him, you know, he's a in England we say like a cheeky little chappy. He's got that cheeky little personality, and I think when the ball is at his feet, his personality shines. And there's many ways to show your personality, and he shows it in a way of demonstration and action.
We saw what Felipe could do last season when he's fully healthy.
Yeah.
What have been the challenges for him in year two? I mean, he's had to play with a lot of different people up front in the last 2 seasons. Where is kind of the importance of him, and just in terms of chemistry and getting the guys around him up to speed and just kind of being the fulcrum there?
Yeah, he needs to build relationships with DaCosta, with Ari Lassiter, with Anthony now, because it's a different type of player he's playing with. He feeds off certain passes, he makes certain movements, and I'd say that in the trainings, what we see that players are becoming, they have to get used to playing with each other, and you know that's not easy when you have certain players that make certain runs. And DaCosta sees 2 centre forwards in our roster that are just totally the opposites, that make different runs, they've got different profiles, and so the players are going to have to really work hard on those qualities of our players. We've concentrated a lot on ourselves and that integration process. Jimmy Forey has to build a relationship with DaCosta. DaCosta has to build a relationship with Kelsey and Mora. So it's just all gelling that together.
And just a question on central midfield with 4 starting quality players there. How does that battle for playing time, how has it progressed since preseason?
Yeah, it's competitive. I've got to say it's really competitive. Out of all the midfield players, probably Diego Chara is at this moment in time the fittest, the healthiest, in terms of he's completed every single day of pre-season. You know, and that's what makes that man the most amazing man ever, is that he, out of all of them, has completed every single day in pre-season. There's no integration process with him. He knows how we want to play. So the others have got playing catch-up. Christian's missed a few days. Ayala's missed a lot of days. Zhao's coming later into a new system, so you know the other 3 are playing catch up on Diego Chara. But what I would say is that Ayala, I think, is going to be a big player for us this season, and Zhao Ortiz we brought in to be a big player, and you have to trust these guys.